If you're a music producer and you're running your own business and you're not using AI, you are getting left behind and you need to start using it today. If you want to know some of the prompts that I use to grow my business that cuts my work time in half, stay tuned. I'm going to cover all of those here. My name is Jason Dowdy. I've been a producer for over 20 years now. I have recently been on a journey to leave my 9-to-5 and do music full time. If you want to follow that journey, see all of the pitfalls, all of the lessons learned, all of the best processes, strategies, everything like that, just follow the hashtag no9to5 by 2028. Subscribe to this YouTube channel and you're going to see all of that. But let's hop right into it. And these are just a few prompts that I use. We are just scratching the surface with AI. What I'm going to be tackling next is learning how to create agents and all of that kind of stuff, actually having AI do some of the decision making and executing on your behalf. That's the next level, right? I'm only on level 1. That's like, I don't know, level 5 or 6. So this will probably help you today, leveraging tools like ChatGPT or DeepSeek or whatever you use. We're just getting started, right? So at least start doing this today, and then I'm going to start posting about more deep dive stuff later. All right. So, and if you want a list of these prompts, just put the word prompt in the comments and I'll send you a guide. So just a downloadable PDF that's going to have all of these on there just to make it easy on you. And there's also a link in the description as well. All right. So let me jump right in. I'm going to start with email creation. You really don't have to draft emails anymore. You can just prompt, put the main points that you want in there. You do want to specify how long you want the email to be, what type of tone and language you want to use, and that type of stuff. There was a study done by HubSpot where they looked at over, I think, 40 million emails. Just determine what length of email is the most effective. And they found out that 75 words or less gets the most response rate, and 200 words or less, like the 150, 200 word range, gets the best click through and open rate and those types of things. So the shorter, the better, right? So whenever I prompt, I'm just going to read the prompt that I use. Draft a 200 word email to pitch my music to libraries. I produce genre, right? Put your genre in, and my work has been featured on, and then put your TV shows. And if you're haven't been on any TV shows, you can put artists. Keep the tone friendly and professional. Why it's powerful, why you would want to use a prompt for that, it drafts it for you immediately. You probably want to add, and I have this in my prompt sheet as well, add the terms, please use language to make sure it's not filtered by any spam filters, right? Something like that. Let's talk about email scheduling. So you can ask it, hey, what are the best times and dates for this type of email? The ones that gets the most open rates, the ones that gets the most responses, the click-throughs, all of that kind of stuff. So you can use that time to make sure that when you're scheduling your emails, you know exactly the optimum time to send those out. I also do sales emails on there. So let's say you're a beat producer and you run a store, right? Like maybe you lease your beats. You could just say, I'm offering 25% off on all beats. Draft a friendly email under 200 words. Include the coupon code blank. The dates start here. The offer will end here. And avoid spammy phrases to ensure it gets through the spam filter. Another one you could do is I also write sales emails, right? So write a sales email under 300 words that creates urgency. I go by, and then put your name. My audience is, and then describe your audience. Here's my offer, and then you just insert the details of the offer, right? It's that easy. And then you at least have something to work with. You may need to make little tweaks, little edits here and there, but this is such a time saver. If you're not using AI to at least draft your copy, you need to start today. And you can even put in experts, right? Like, what was that copywriting secrets book? I think it was Jim Edward, I want to say is his name, the guy that wrote that book. You can say, pretend that you're Jim Edward and you have 30 years or more of writing sales copy, and you want to write an email that's casual and friendly but influences somebody to purchase something, right? It can take on the persona. It can scour the internet for that person's advice and the way they would do it, and it can kind of imitate somebody who's an expert in the field. All right, you can use it to create hashtags. So here's a prompt that I used. I'm documenting my journey from 9 to 5 to full-time sync producer. So give me 10 SEO optimized hashtags for YouTube. So you can put in your specific platform, exactly what you're looking for, exactly what you're doing, and it'll go through and it'll find the best hashtags for you. A bonus prompt, if you're a beat maker, right? Create 10 platform optimized hashtags for attracting artists. Formatted in a table, put platform, and then put hashtags. So you can also ask it to put it in a table form, so you can just copy and paste that, put it into an Excel sheet, and you have that good to go. Social media post ideas. This is a big one. I do use vidIQ, which is, for YouTube, to come up with ideas as well. And I find both of these tools are really beneficial. But if vidIQ, you have to pay a subscription for that, right? So you could just put, hey, I am a blank, your genre, producer. My goal is to build an audience. I want to post blank times a week. Give me 50 ideas, some with me on camera, some without. Keep it to this type of length, and then format that into a table, and then you just put your column headers in, however you want that table done. So it's just endless content ideas without the burnout. It saves your brain power and your creativity for your music. So you can spend more time doing music, and you can kind of start automating or delegating the rest to AI. Music descriptions. So in the world of sync licensing, which is mainly what I do as far as my music is, TV and film and that type of stuff, sometimes I don't know what metadata to put, and I struggle with what keywords to put. So all you have to do is say, hey, write a professional music description, format, and then you would say track name, intended use cases, instruments, and moods. And what that does is it fills out the description part of the track. So, I don't have an example in front of me, but this is a suspenseful, tension-filled track with legato strings and cinematic percussion, and it just brings in all of those descriptive words. So it has all of those keywords. So if a music supervisor is searching for that music, it's going to pop up in the description, and it's going to pop up in the keywords that come with it as well. So let AI do that for you. All right, music titles. I use this for titles all the time. Sometimes I make a track and I have no idea what to call it. Or I make like a whole album of suspenseful _ crime tracks, right? Where it's real crimey and investigaty. I don't know. See, I'm bad at coming up with adjectives. That's why I use AI for this. So I'll say, hey, give me 10 album title ideas or song title ideas for, this genre, this mood, this use case. And then it will come up with, 10. You could ask for 50, right? And if I'm making an entire album of those, I just copy and paste all 50 into a Word doc so I can reference it later. And when I'm searching for a title and a description, I just pick it from the doc, put it in the, as I upload the music, put it in, good to go. It saves so much time, and it makes life just a lot easier. Instead of using all your brain power to come up with this stuff, it's just done for you. All right. Mentorship. So one thing I did with ChatGPT in particular is, and I tried this on ChatGPT and DeepSeek, and ChatGPT, to be honest, did a better job. So I'm sticking with that. I asked it to create a mentor for me, and I put a lot of descriptions, it's a pretty long prompt, but it doesn't have to be that long. When you do it, you can always prompt AI to prompt you back and ask the right questions to get to the end results. So I'm going to give an example here. Pretend you are, and then you could put your, let's say you want to mentor with, I don't know, DJ Payne 1, or, or maybe Timbaland, right? You want them to be your mentor. You could put that name in there, and you could say, ask me 3 questions to help clarify my next steps. And then it will ask you, okay, what type of producer are you? Where are you in your career? How do you make any money from production now? It'll ask you all these questions, and it will take some work. You'll have to fill all of that stuff out, but it will get to know you better, and then it will scour the internet for all the material put out there by that mentor that you want. And when it speaks to you, it will speak from a place of being that person. So that's pretty cool. And you do have to kind of cater the language a little bit. So by default, AI is very complimentary, and it just does what you ask it to do. You have to prompt it to challenge you as well. So as you are communicating with AI, think of it as a person and say, hey, please challenge my ideas. Please show me the pros and cons. Help, what would you do in this situation? ask it to challenge you and make sure that it's not just agreeing with everything you say, because when you start doing that, that's when it can get more strategic, it can get more analytical. It's not a human, so it's going to actually probably give you better advice than some humans would out there, because I don't know how many times somebody's asked me for my advice and I've kind of held my tongue because I didn't want to hurt their feelings. AI is not a person. So if you prompt it the right way and you ask it to be, upfront, honest, brutal truth, let me give it to me straight, use those type of phrases, it will come back at you and say, all right, well, this may not be a good idea because of X, Y, and Z, and it'll get you to consider things that maybe a blind spot that you have or something that you haven't considered before. All right, so these are just some of the prompts. I don't have time to go through every single prompt that I use in ChatGPT, but I did put some of these into a guide, like an AI prompt guide. If you want that, just put, what did I say at the beginning? AI in the chat or prompt in the chat? I can't even remember now. Put AI prompt in the chat. If you put anything in the chat, I'll send you the guide. And it's also in the description as well. So if you're like me, you probably watch these YouTube videos, or you're never in a place where you have a pen and paper and you can take notes. So I just wanted to make it easy for you. Write AI prompt in the chat. I'll send you this guide, or it's in the description as well. Drop a comment. And if you think this type of information is helpful, I'm going to get a little deeper into AI, but I am on a journey to leave my 9-to-5 by 2028, and I'm documenting the entire process here on YouTube and other platforms. If you want to follow that, just follow the hashtag no9to5 by 2028, or even better, subscribe, and you'll see I'm going to give all of the insights, all of the strategies, processes, things I learn when I fall on my face or when nothing's happening for months. You're going to hear about that too, and what you should do in those cases. I want to give you real life guidance on, if you're someone who's interested in leaving your job and doing music full time, I'm going to give you everything I know. And hopefully, if that's a goal of yours, it'll help you. And if you have any advice that maybe I have a blind spot to, leave that in the comments as well. I'd love to hear about it. All right, cool. So I hope this has been helpful. If you want that guide, put AI prompt in the chat and I'll send it right to you. And I'll see you in the next one.